Hi, Chris and Linda Paget here. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Happy Place Homestead, where things are always chaotic. We're grateful. We're grateful though. We love being where we're at. One of the problems we had back in the beginning of the summer for us was a leaking basement. Water was coming in and we couldn't figure out where. One of the things we noticed is that we don't have any eaves. Gutters. Is that right? Eaves?
It's gutters.
We didn't have any gutters.
I think you automatically have eaves.
I love Eve. She and Adam, very close. Anyway, we didn't have any gutters, and so all the water was pouring off. We actually think ultimately they put a French drain around our house.
Possibly.
But as a result, though, all the water was coming in and leaking down into our basement. We built up the area, and Linda will show you that in a little bit, from the surrounding gravel and dirt. Kind of worked for us. But now, in the middle of February, apparently we're having an early thaw. Tons of water is pouring all over the place, as demonstrated by our back little pathway. And now this morning, as we get ready to go off to a business meeting, we noticed that we had all sorts of water in our basement pouring in. And so today we're probably going to have to fix what we tried to fix before. So we're going to take any welcome advice from some of you out there who have been down this path before with a leaky basement. And it looks to us like we just have to build up our dirt around the foundation.
Yeah, so right here on our porch, we the leak is coming from under the porch and through the hole, which we'll show you in a minute, where the well line comes from outside into the basement. So that hole there in the foundation is pouring water in. So what we did is, you can see underneath the deck there, we built it up. Well, over the summer and the winter, the chickens have been in there roosting and being naughty little girls, and so they have moved the dirt around. So I think that, again, all this settling of the water on our side, on our driveway, is flowing into there. So we'll need to build that up to start. Here's our trashy underbelly of our deck. Isn't that an awesome looking cast iron pot? That was a find at a flea market. All right, so again, we need to build that up. Okay, here you can see that we don't have gutters on this house. I noticed this last summer, thinking it was strange that there were no gutters. The rain nails you right in the head as you're walking up the steps to the porch. It's quite annoying. We'll probably have to fix that at some point. But at the base of where the rain runs off the roof onto the ground, there is an outline of stone. I'm not sure if that stone is there because they're trying to splatter the splash coming off the roof, or if there's actually a French drain running underneath there. I don't know. We'll have to dig, I guess, to see. So again, any of you guys with some information on French drains and the whatnot, we'll take some info from you.
For shizzle. So as you're seeing, we have a pipe coming in right from underneath the deck, and that piping is from our well. The first time we had the leak, we worried that maybe we had a crack in the piping and it was pouring in water, something that would be a massive ordeal. But it turned out that it was just building up that layer underneath the porch, that layer of rock and dirt, that solved the problem. Well, we're having the problem again. The water's coming in here. And I think that we're going to have to just build it up. As a result, this morning there was all this flooding, and thankfully...
Yeah, that was a good puddle there just a couple hours ago. It's dried up quite a bit.
So thankfully all the water's up, the wood's up on pallets, so we don't have any problems with the wood getting wet. But if that were the only problem, that'd be in and of itself a horrible kind of frustration. How do we make sure there's no water coming into the basement, keep things dry? But our water pump for the well had recently died, and we had a friend come over, and he jerry-rigged our old well pump, which had the right parts to put onto another old well pump that was able to work. So we've had, within the few months of being here, a lot of issues with the water coming into our basement that wasn't supposed to come into our basement, and the water that we needed to come into our house wasn't coming into the house because it wasn't pumping properly. So I think we got the pump taken care of, no problem. Now we still have the problem with the leaking kind of pipe coming in, which is actually not the pipe itself, but the surrounding area that's letting the water absorb down. I'm babbling. So your advice, your thoughts, we'll take it here on the Happy Place Homestead, which at this point in the game is pretty much the wet Happy Place Homestead.